So here you would write character name again. Now you get to describe them. Now our age, we're just going to choose 25. Our height, we'll choose 6 foot. Our weight, that doesn't really matter unless your DM is playing a campaign in which weight is a factor. So we'll just put 180 as standard. 180 LBS, which is pounds. Eyes, we'll choose blue. Skin, doesn't really matter. It could be dark skin, brown skin, white skin, any kind of skin. So we'll just choose white. And then hair, we'll just choose black. Now here, you get to draw what your character looks like. Since I'm not an artist, they are just going to be a stick man. Meet John Doe. Now, you can write your character's full name here. So we're just going to name them John Smith Doe. You know, as basic as possible, as average. Allies and organizations, basically any connections your character has to the campaign world. So for our fake characters, fake campaign, we'll just say they are part of a magical school for the illiterate. Basically illiterate, if you don't know. You can't read. Now, character backstory. Now this is where your background will come in. Since John Smith Doe, or John Doe, was a hermit, he didn't really get to talk to people. So you can kind of work based off of that. Or you can completely ignore it and just write whichever background you want. Really, it's all up to you. Now, character backstory. What will John Doe's backstory be? Let's think for a second. How about John Smith Doe? John Smith Doe was an orphan living within Blackwood Forest. And came out to adventure so that he could get rich. That's it. It's all you need to do. Really, truly simple. Now, additional features and traits, that's if as you level up, you get access to more and more traits, like general traits that you can add to your character as you level up. And you can put them here. Since we are level 1 though, we don't have any. Now, treasure. Treasure is like earthly possessions or like gear or something, very special items. So we'll just say that John Smith Doe has an orb of death. Where did he get an orb of death? Well, you can explain that in the backstory. Pretty neat. Now we're done with John Smith Doe's, character sheet. Now we're on to the final one. Da-da-da-da. Spells. This will be absolutely fun. Now, since we are level 1, we got to put our spellcasting class, which is Wizard. Now, spellcasting ability, spell save DC, and spell attack bonus. I know as a DM, I've had to explain to new players how they calculate these. I'm going to be real. I've completely forgot. All right, now we've got our character sheet. We've already filled out our spellcasting class, which is a wizard. Now we need to do spellcasting ability, spell save DC, spell attack bonus. Spellcasting ability, that's how well you do your spells. Spell save DC, that's the number that enemies gotta get higher in order to, successfully save themselves from that DC. So say you got a D20, our spell save DC, we'll just say is, just as an example, 14. We got a 15. That means the enemy successfully survives or evades the spell that we've casted. Now, to actually do this, spell save DC is a base of 8 plus your spellcasting ability, which is your intelligence, which will be 15 in this case. So we just put 15 here. Now spell save DC is also going to be an 8 plus 2 plus your proficiency bonus, which is a plus 2, meaning that it is a 12. Now, spell attack bonus, that is basically your spellcasting ability modifier, which is a plus 2 in this case, plus your proficiency bonus, which is a plus 2 in our case. So it'd be a plus 4. Now, cantrips. What are cantrips? Basically, cantrips are free spells that you can cast. So, over in our handy dandy book, our cantrips are Acid Splash, Blade Ward, Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Elementalism, Firebolt, Friends, Light, Mage Hand, Mending, Message, Mind Sliver, Minor Illusion, Poison Spray, Prestidigitated. This is a really hard word to say. We're just going to call it Prestation. Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, Thunderclap, Toll the Dead, and True Strike. Now, another thing you'll see, School. Now, School is dependent on your subclass. If you are a wizard subclass, which you won't even get until you're like level 3. So really, all of these kinda don't really matter. So evocation, abjuration, necromancy, illusion, and transmutation, as well as divination, are the different types of schools out there. So if you're an abjurer, you'd get abjuration, so Blade Ward, that's it. Or if you're a necromancer, you'd get Chill Touch, as well as Poison Spray and Toll the Dead. Now you can have a maximum of 3 of these spells. So for us, we'll just say we were a necromancer wizard. So we get Chill Touch, as well as, I know I just said it, but my memory is very slow. Poison Spray, and Toll the Dead. Now, these are spells that you can cast during battles for free, essentially, but you can only cast 1 spell at a time. Now, spell level. Spell level is what level spells that you can do. So spell level 1 spells are these: Alarm, Burning Hands, Charm Person, Chromatic Orb, Color Spray, Comprehend Languages, which is really useful, Detect Magic, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, False Life, Featherfall, Find Familiar, Fog Cloud, and Grease. Now, all of these are completely different. It also continues over here. I'm not going to say each and every one of their names, but since we are a necromancer, we get to choose 1 of these spells, and we can only use it once throughout the entire battle. That is what spell slots are. So since we are level 1, we have 0 spell slots. So anyway, you can fill this out ahead of time just to like save some time wasted choosing spells. So you can just do necromancy, false life. That's one of them. You could also, and the higher level you are, the more of these spells that you can do. So if you are a level 20, you have access to level, if you're level 17 to 20, you have access to level 9. Levels 17 to, I believe, 15 or 14, level 8 or level 7, and then so on and so forth until you reach level 1 or level 0. Now, these will slowly increase. As I said, spell slots will increase the higher level you get. So since we're just level 1, we have 0, but we can still technically choose which one we can fill out ahead of time. So false life as well as ray of sickness would be some. However, you can also go against the laws of wizard subclassing and just put whichever cantrips and spells interest you the most. So you could just put Acid Splash in your cantrip, even though you aren't an evocation wizard. Or you could put Color Spray, even though you aren't an illusionary wizard or an illusion wizard. So on, so forth. Really, it's if you want to be a stickler about, rules, 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 rules. Stick to the rules. Rules as written, or RAW for short. That is essentially how to make a character sheet. So you have all 3 sheets here. You have John Doe's main one, his more personal sheet, as well as his spell sheet. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one, maybe.